Do you know what I will say as well, though? It sounds like you're someone who has a lot of faith.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Like you know that there's some kind of light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Like that's never left your head.
Never.
So you're going into these situations knowing that something has to give, innit?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, good. So basically, got to Jamaica now, and the escorts, I remember them now. Now, basically, their job's done. They want pictures now. You know what I mean?
Yo, listen.
Like, they want pictures now. So I don't know. I think one of them somehow, their son or someone has gotten in touch with them. Maybe they got a message when they got off the plane or whatever. But the son has basically said, like, "Rah, you need to get a picture. Do you know who that is? Do you know who you're working with today? Like, who you're escorting to Jamaica? Like, you need a picture with him." They've given me their card. They're like, if you do ever come back to the UK, you can phone us if you want security and shit and whatnot. So while he's saying this, I'm thinking, wait, what? Are you not leaving? Because I thought we were going to go back on the next flight to get what I'm trying to say. Bro, they transferred me over to Jamaican immigration, and then I was like, okay, so I'm here. Shit, okay, so I'm not going on the next flight. And I'm in Jamaica now. Yeah.
Mad. So at that point is when it sunk in that like man's here. And there's no, like, nothing else is happening after. Man's here.
Still not yet. Nah, still not yet. You know?
Still not yet. I still kept the faith. Mad.
I'm thinking, maybe I need to go outside. maybe, you get me? Maybe I need to go outside just to feel Jamaica. And then
that faith
someone will shout me back like, yo. You get me? Yeah, now they figured it out still. Come. You get me? So I'm in like, the interview now with the Jamaican immigration, right? And I'm in here and I'm still fighting my shit. So I'm speaking the strongest British accent you have ever heard. I don't think I've ever spoken that well since. I'm sounding like Harry Potter and them niggas, you get me? Like trying to let them know I don't know nothing about Jamaica. I don't know nothing to do with here. I just remember the guy like, just listening to me. It's like, He's like, cool.
He's not buying it.
Like, cool. Not even that he's not buying it. It's like, blood, the worst has happened already, bro. Like, I'm just really doing this as procedure, but you're out here. You get me? You can speak in the strongest accent you want. You're done, bro. You get me? You get me? Like, you're just like, right, cool. So, where I gonna know? Because, like, where I forgot go on, you know? So, where I go? Because I'm saying to him, I don't have nobody out here. I don't know nothing out here. You get me? So, yeah, in that moment, it was just like, yo, cool. I've got like a bag with my clothes, and I remember walking towards like arrivals, like to go outside of the airport now to actually be in Jamaica. And I'm walking, so in front of me, I can see people that are already in front of me, and the automatic doors have opened, so I can see out there is a crowd of people, obviously there to welcome whoever's coming to the country. And as I'm just thinking to myself, fucking hell, like this is mad. Like, I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know nothing.
So what, you had no contact with people that's there?
No.
To let them know that, yo, boom, boom, boom.
No.
Mad.
You get me?
So what's the move? I mean,
and you know the maddest thing?
Yeah.
During the time speaking to the Jamaican immigration officer, while I'm there speaking in the British accent, all of that, and he's there like, he's like, you know your cousin works here.
So what, he knew you? He recognized you?
Yeah.
Yo, this is... These plot
so
twists are mad.
So he's letting me talk for time. He's letting me talk for time. Like, I don't know. I don't have no family in Jamaica.
He was privy to
the whole time. He's just there like, He's like, you know your cousin works here. So obviously for me now, it's not impossible that my cousin works here, but I ain't going to let you know that. So I'm like, my cousin, I don't know what cousin you're talking about. He's like, all right, cool. Maybe around 5 minutes later, this brother walks in. He's like, cuz. I'm like, fam, I don't know you. I don't know you, blood. You get me? He's like, come on, cuz, man. You get me? Like, you might not, we ain't met, but you get me? I know, yeah. And he's reading off names now. He's saying my dad's name. He's saying my grandma's name. He's saying everything. I'm looking at him. I'm like, blood, I've never heard them names in my life. I don't know who you're talking about. You get me? That's not my mum's name. That's not my dad's name or my grandma's name. So maybe you're mixing me up with somebody else. After a while, he was just like, all right, cool. He gave up and he left, innit?
So what? You just straight rejected man, like
Yeah,
like, you're
because
not
I'm
coming
thinking the
and saying
moment
nothing,
I
like,
say, yes, my people are here, that's me now, innit? I'm saying, no, this British accent's going to take me all the way, fam. You get me? I don't know no one in Jamaica. You get me?
shit.
So as I'm walking out now, that thought has ran across my mind like, fuck, that might have been my only local. You get me, my man? You get me? Someone must have sent him. You get me? How did he know that I was coming here and all of that type of stuff? So as I've walked out now, I'm thinking, fuck, what am I going to do? I heard, yo, Cashh, from in the crowd. When I've looked up, it's someone I was locked in the detention center with a month ago.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. But I'd looked out for him when he came in there, and he got sent to Jamaica before I came to Jamaica. So he was outside waiting for me because it had gone all over the news. So he knew I was arriving.
So what? So you lot was like close, like when you was back in
Basically, my girl and his sister worked together. So when I got sent in the detention center the first time, the one that I got bail from, when I got sent in there, let's say I got in there on a Friday, he got in there on a Monday. So between Friday and Monday, you establish yourself quite quickly in these places. So I know who's who and all of that. So by the Monday he's coming, I've kind of got him. It's like, yo, this is my people's rare. Introduce him to everybody. He's cool. Nothing can't happen to him while I'm here. You get me? Like, and then the flip side to it is I've left him in that detention center because remember, I got bail. So I got bail. He ended up getting sent to Jamaica. So during that time he's been sent to Jamaica, I've then got detained again and gone to a different detention center. But he's already in Jamaica all this time. I don't know what's happening with him. We've lost contact. So when I've got to Jamaica, again now it's flipped. He's there a month or so before me. So now it's like, right, you had me, so I got you.
Bro, these plot twists, like, you get me? Like, there's too many of these plot twists. But no, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So he's basically caught wind of your situation, and he's in the crowd in the airport waiting for you.
Yeah, so basically, obviously everything's happened at this time. I don't know anyone's organized it. My girl at the time, she basically reached out to his sister. Cashh is on the way. Sister's phoned him. You get me? My people sent down whatever bread that needs to be sent down. I don't know this is happening though. This is all happening while I'm on the flight.
Mad.
So as I've walked out, I don't know. This has been patterned and organized for me, basically. You get me? But yeah, thank God he was out there. You get me? And yeah, but at the same time, I didn't really know him like that. So he's brought me to his family home. I don't know any of these lot. So the paranoia is obviously there. Like I'm in some people's house, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm in a difficult place as a human being because I'm grateful for every single one of you lot. You lot are helping me out, but are you helping me out for now? And then there's gonna be a flip side. You get me? While I'm in the mode of the flip side, I don't want to seem ungrateful. So how am I supposed to act? I don't know. Plus, I just got fucking sent to Jamaica. There's just a lot of emotions running through, man. Like a lot on my mind at the same time. You get me? So
I can imagine. Yeah.
Then there's the cultural twist. Like he lived in like country. He lived in a place called Trelawney.
Usain Bolt's from there, innit?
That's where he's from. Not far from where Bolt's from. You get me? But this is countryside, bro. This is donkeys, red dirt. Roads that aren't even really roads. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I've gone back to there. They do farming. I'm OT. I'm out of town. You understand? Like, and I've woken up in that, basically. Like,
so what did it ever come to a point where you was able to reach out to your family that was actually out there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That was just the first day, what I'm just saying to you. That's just he's picked me up from the airport. I've slept that night. I've woke up the next morning and I'm in his family home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting myself in your shoes. Like, again, I agree with you. So in that situation, I might want to get the hell out of there, bro. I'll keep it real. You know what I mean? Because you don't know nothing that's going on.
Yeah.
You by yourself. It's like an ordeal you're experiencing on your own. Do you get it? So it's like, in that situation, I might be trying to phone the fam like ASAP kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Whereas my situation was, if I phone them, it's the same as these lot. I don't know them either.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
fair
you know what? I'm here for now, man. You get me? I'm here for now. And you know what it is as well? These lot are at least in country. You get me? Like, where the family I'm going to phone, they're in the trenches, bro. You get me? Like, I don't know what they're praying. I don't know what. One thing I know for sure is they've been looking at them videos in England. You get me?
And thinking,
You
yo,
get me? They're saying, boy,
he's up right now, basically.
you get me? I'm saying, blood, if he's rich in England, he's double rich in Jamaica. You understand? So I'm thinking they might be sat around waiting for that phone call. You get me? I ain't phoning no one. You get me? I'd rather just stick with these lot for now. You get me? So
how long you was basically with them lot?
I weren't with them for that long. Like sorted out my situation, like maybe within a month or so. Like ended up getting my own place and whatnot in a different ends and whatnot. But I was there long enough to like be amongst them. You get me? Like know all their family members. You get me, bro? That the morning I woke up, when they've taken me into their equivalent of like the town where all the shops are and shit. And then when I say shops, I mean a barber shop and a school and maybe a corner store. That's it. That's their town. I'm in countryside, bro. There ain't shit going on up there. You get what I'm trying to say? But when I've gone up there, the shops and all of that stuff, I'm front page on the newspapers. UK rapper deported.
Like when you'd think like shit might get a bit
Bro,
easier. Like...
now it's like, yo, you lot are telling everyone who the fuck I am. You get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, eventually I ended up like getting my own spot and all of that stuff after a while.
So obviously now you're on the papers out there back in yard. Are people like saying, yo, that's boy from the papers? Like
I mean, maybe within that community and defo on my block, like where my people them are from.
Approached or not? Or like people?
Nah. So like where I was down there, I think everyone knew, whether it was in the papers or not. It's blatant. I'm not from down there. You understand? Like it's blatant. Like my accent. I'm just a bit too clean. He's defo and no one knows he's from here. And I guess why the whole of that community would have known I got sent to Jamaica as well is because remember, I'm brethren with my brethren that just got sent back only a month ago. So it's like, cool. He probably got sent back as well, you get me? So, whereas them newspapers are everywhere in Jamaica. So where my family are from is big topic. It's big topic because remember, I was the child that could, if you walked with me, you could go to both sides of the ends that war. That child has now been sent back to Jamaica. You get me? And obviously, over the years, they've heard different things. They've heard when I'm on the streets and I'm doing shit, then they've heard the transition into me turning into a musician. You get what I'm trying to say? So now it's like he's now back in Jamaica. They're going to obviously shout my family members like, "Ro, what's happening?" And then everyone's going to be like, "Well, I don't know. We ain't heard nothing from him. He ain't shouted us." In fact, my grandma, this is what I found out years later, once I got in touch with my family, she's the one that sent my cousin that works in the airport to obviously help me out.
Got you.
She sent him to help me out. He's phoned her back like, "Yo, he's saying he don't know you lot." So you understand? So that whole time I'm doing that trying to like cover myself. I've now got them looking at me like, "Rod, this guy don't like, Rod, he's saying he don't know us."
Mad.
Like, shit, alright, cool, fuck it then. You don't know us, cool. You get what I'm saying? Alright, cool.
Mad.
You get me? Like, it's obviously I've had to explain to her, like, nah, it weren't even like that. I just trying to, you get me? But they got it. They understood it, you get me? But yeah, no one weren't approaching me because a lot of news happens in Jamaica, bro. So within the next day, someone else is on that front page.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty common.
I made it out of the 24 hours quickly, you get me? Yeah.
I feel you. Yeah, so I mean, as I said, like you come across as a person, you got a lot of faith, bro, innit? Like, I mean, you know, you telling your story, you're saying it in a way where it's like, you know what I mean, like it happened sort of thing. And man, you just got to deal with like the cards that you was dealt sort of thing, innit? Which is a sick mentality to have.
Yeah.
I mean, while you was there, did you keep the faith? Like, was there any points where your head was gone and be like, you know what, like it's over kind of thing, innit? Because obviously we all got friends, we all got people that we know got dipped. You know what I mean? Never make it back. And you know what I mean? They're not even going as far as to try it because it's overwhelming enough to be somewhere and being like, yo, it's over. You know what I mean? So what was your mentality when you were there? Like, are you thinking, yo, I'm going to fight this, I'm going to keep going? Did you have, obviously you must have had downs and you know what I mean? So talk to us for that experience mentally.
The faith remained. I was there for 5 years. The faith remained for 5 years. Like the whole time.
You knew you was going to come back.
Yeah, that was on an everyday conversation, you get me? With my people. like I quickly established I weren't gonna be that friend that's like, yeah, no, I'm coming back soon. Back to my friends in England, and they're just thinking, yeah, everyone says that. You get me? So it was just kind of like if you spoke to me and you was in England, it'd be like, yeah, no, I will be back. You get me? But with my people, actively every day we're working on getting me back over there. You get me? So the faith didn't leave at all, but I'd say that the hardest part was the last 10 months. And that 10 months is after I've now won my case. So I now know I'm going back 100% certain.
So, not to cut you off, but how soon did you start fighting from when you landed? Like
soon as.
Yeah,
soon as. So it took 5 years. Back and forth. Lost the case, appealed the case. But me and them are at war.
Same lawyer?
No. The hell no.
You told man kick rocks,
nah,
basically.
Cause he had to get out of there, man. Trust me. He was in on some real shit, bro. I feel like, I don't even know if I've said it publicly, but I feel like the feds phoned him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the feds phoned him and kind of told him like he needs to go.
That's something they would do.
Yeah, you get me? He needs to go. So kind of dress back, you get me? Like, it's bigger than you get me? Because it never made sense, bro, you get me? Up to now, I've never heard from him again.
Serious?
Yeah.
So how'd you pattern a new lawyer?
That was just immediately. That's just us trying to find. I've done the whole consultation thing. I'm on Google looking up best lawyers.
Oh shit!
In the UK.
You're doing all of this, basically.
Skype me, not just me. Like I got like my support system wasn't a huge one, but I had one. You get me?
Effective, like.
Yeah. You get me? Like
Facts.
I had my support system there, and between us, the small number of us, we was like, you get me? But I'm on it as well, obviously. Like I'm not just out there leaving it to them. I'm on Google. I'm trying to find the best people. We're speaking to, like, having consultations with like barristers and big lawyers and whatnot who's like, I don't know, crazy amounts of money per hour to chat to them. So you're trying to talk quick. On the other, I'm trying to say, like, I'm speaking to these people and all of them I'm talking to, it's like, yeah, basically, you will lose your case. You're going to lose. Yeah, you're going to lose. That's just the way it's set up, basically. But you can then appeal. But obviously, the way this is set up, you appeal, that's more, you're going to have to pay again for us to then represent you. And then each day in court, for as long as that goes out for, that's more money. And I'm just listening to this thinking, this is just money, blood. This is just one whole big money scam.
Money grab, like.
You get me? Like, this is mad. So eventually found a lawyer that we was like, okay, cool. We feel like this could work. And yeah.
And how long did that take, would you say, from when you landed? Like, was it a year, a couple of years?
What, to find a lawyer?
To get the right lawyer, this lawyer?
Yeah, maybe around a year.
A year?
Maybe around a year.
That is some serious graft, though.
Yeah, maybe.
You know
was
what I
it a
mean?
year? Was it a year? Because we started it immediately. So, yeah, I'd say maybe 6 months to a year. Yeah.
I respect that. That is graft still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From when you didn't dilly-dally, you know
No,
what I mean?
No.
Straight booms. It was just business.
Beaches,
like.
no nothing. We need to get straight to this. You get me?
Sick.
Like, so we got to it immediately. And yeah, literally, I was battling with them 4 or 5 years.
So you was there for a 5-year period.
Yeah.
Back home. Now, obviously fighting your case, was it the lawyer that come to you and said, you know what? Like, this is kind of looking up now. Like there's light at the end of the tunnel that it's realistic for us to reach. Like, what was that conversation like when he's telling you like we might be able to, you know what I mean, revoke this?
There's no mites.
Okay.
There's no mites.
So he's just like being...
There's no mites, because you know what it is? It's like, they don't want to sell you a dream, innit? Like, whereas some law firms do. They're going to tell you mites, and they're going to tell you this, and this might happen, and that might happen. And then if it don't happen, it's like, all right, cool, well, we've got our money anyway. Whereas the ones that were representing for me, they'd keep it real and just say, obviously, where all we can do is put together a case as strong as possible. So we're not leaving any stones unturned. Anything that we feel like they would then bring up, we have a counter argument for that and all of that. So all we can do is put that all together. We're then obviously going to all sit and speak, whether that's over the phone, emails, whatever. Do we all agree this is the strongest way we can step out? Yes? Cashh, you agree? Yes? All right, cool. Well, this is it then. The faith is going to be beyond us now. You get what I'm saying? So the process is you put the application in, and we basically, a court date. We finally got my court date, because you only get in court if they've refused and you're appealing. So put in my application, strong application, and refused.
Okay, what was this attempt number 1?
It's attempt number 1, you get me? Refused. But remember, all of the people I was having consultations with, they told me this would happen. They say you're never going to win that first one. This is a part, because now, for people to understand, it takes a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat and tears to do the first attempt. You're doing that knowing they're going to say no. And then you have to do a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat and tears again in order to appeal. You understand? But the good thing with that is if you appeal it, you now get in court. And if you're in court, now the decision is based on a third party. This whole time throughout my whole immigration history, it's just me versus them. And they make the decision. So if they want to say no, they're going to say no. But now we're taking it to somebody else. They're putting their case for why I shouldn't come back to the country. I'm putting my case for why I should. The decision is being made by somebody separate for the first time. You get me? So it's like, even though we know they're going to refuse the first one, fuck it. It's a chance we're willing to take because at least someone else is going to hear this out. Everyone that hears it doesn't understand why I'm even here in the first place. So we're going to just take it and we're going to fight. This costs peas. This costs money, bro. This costs bread. Eventually, we knew that was going to happen. So we've appealed it. And court date has come up. And how this works, it isn't like, all right, guilty, not guilty. It's you have your court date and all you have to rely on is just, I guess, how the judge was reacting in the day. But remember, I'm not there. I'm in Jamaica. So my people are in court. My lawyer, everyone's in court fighting for me.
So this is all going down in the UK?
This is all happening in the UK. I'm in Jamaica. I don't know what the fuck's happening in that court. You understand? Like, I'm there, like, pacing around the house. Like, I'm thinking, fuck, like, you get me? Like, raw, this is the time they said it was going in there. Like, raw, it's been a minute now. Like, no one ain't shouted me yet. You get me? And then when they do shout you, it's kind of like they don't have a decision to tell you. It's just like, raw, well, and the man was saying, like, raw, like, I remember my brethren's phone, like, the judge seemed all right still. Like, judge seemed all right. But I'll take that over, boy, the judge, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
You understand? So that was good news to us. You get me? Like, the judge seemed okay. So now you have to wait for the judge to make the decision. This is like a month or so. That month is long. You get me? It could be longer than a month. You're waiting for a while. Did the decision come through? We won. Finally. You know what this means? This means you won. This means you can come back to the UK.
After the second attempt, you're in the game.
You're in the game now. But don't celebrate too quick because the Home Office now have 30 days to appeal your win. And we got to go court all over again.
Mad. Is that what they did?
Bro, that 30 days is just like, oh, fuck. Like, man's just counting it down. Like, bro, you're just praying, saying, please don't appeal. Please don't appeal. Please don't appeal. You get me? Like, just let it go, man. I've won, man. Just let me live, fam. You get me? 30 day come, they didn't appeal it. Give God thanks. There's nothing that can happen now. We're going back to the UK. You get me?
Mad.
So now we can celebrate.
Mad.
You get me? Now we can celebrate. Now we can start planning our return campaigns and how we're going to do this and rare. But we don't have long to plan because when I speak to my lawyer, I'm like, okay, cool. What happens now? And the lawyer is basically saying, well, they're going to contact you in like 2 weeks. There was for you to go and collect your passport at somewhere in Jamaica. They're going to send it with the UK visa in it from the UK because I had to send my passport back to the UK. They're going to send it to this passport place in Jamaica. The passport place will contact you within 2 weeks. You go there, you get your passport, book your ticket, come back to the UK. Cool, 2 weeks, no problem. 2 weeks pass, no phone call. 3 weeks pass, no phone call. 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, bro. It went on for like 10 months.
Are you serious?
So obviously, that's why I said the last 10 months was the hardest. You get me? Because even though we had won, it was just like torture, bro. You get me?
Waiting for the green light, basically.
Waiting for the green light. So within that time frame, I kind of just felt like I didn't lose the faith, but I lost the faith in terms of like keeping that England in my mind. You get me? Like, it's just like, fam, fuck this. If they're gonna sabotage me, they're not sabotaging me. I'm gonna sabotage myself. You get me? So I was just running silly risk out there, just doing crazy shit, like doing things that, putting myself in environments that I really shouldn't put myself in, as somebody who's won their case to come back to England. You get me? Like,
Okay.
yeah.
And what, had you been doing them things prior to that, or you?
I mean, I dibbled and dabbled, but smart. You get me? Whereas now I'm just reckless. I'm just being bait for no reason. You get me? Like, I'm taking myself to places where, and staying there longer than I should stay there. So now I'm here longer than I should stay here. Events and activities are occurring, and now we have to be toe to toe in with people, and I have to be looking to stay alive and do whatever I need to do to stay alive. You get me? But I don't need to be in this situation. I live on the North Coast, but I'm putting myself now in where I'm from. I'm on my block where the war is active. I don't need to do that. You get me? But in my mind, it's like, if something happens for why I can't go back to England, it's not going to be them. You get me? And I need to kind of take my mind off shit anyway. You get me? So that was hard. You get me? At this point now, my relationship's breaking down. You get me? Like everything's happening. This is now at this point now where my mind, I'm kind of losing myself a little bit. You get me? Like, because all that's happening is the year's worth of frustration that I suppressed. It wants to come out. I need to take this shit out on somebody. You get me? I can't. And the immigration people isn't one person. So I don't have somebody to take it out on. So I'm trying to take it out on anything moving. You get me? Like, I'm very, very short-tempered at this point. You get me? Like, any little thing's pissing me off and I want to take it to the extreme. You get me? So that was the most difficult part of that whole journey.
And was there any experiences as far as you sort of like having to sort of have that self-talk of yourself and be like, yo, what am I doing? Like, sort of thing. Was there anything where you got that peak, like that crazy, to a point where you just gotta, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just have that chat.
I had like an experience where I was driving from where I lived on the North Coast, going to my block in Kingston. And I was traveling in a certain fashion. And I just remember kind of giving myself an ultimatum, basically. I'm speeding and I'm saying to myself, if I get stopped for speeding, then if I get stopped for speeding and the police officer asks me for money, basically, which is a standard in Jamaica, you get me? You get stopped for speeding, we're not going to arrest you and all of that. Give us a little thing and go about your business, you get me? It's a standard. I've kind of told myself that if I speed and I get stopped and they ask me for money, then I'm going to react a certain type of way. And I'm speeding knowing this is what's going to happen. So I'm setting myself up, basically, you get me? And speeding, the police comes out, just where I thought he would. Stops me for speeding. Now, the last thing left for me to react the way I've told myself I'm going to react is if he asks me for money. You get me? And I'm parked up, and bro, I swear to you, like, I'm there, I'm ready to do exactly what I said I'm gonna do. If he asks me for money, I'm looking at him walking towards my car, and I swear to you, I don't know up to now, it's just God. His colleague basically called him back. So he's midway between their police car and my car, and I just see him look back, and then he looked at my car and he just waved me on. He didn't come.
Mad.
You get me? And bro, I sat there parked up for like 5 minutes. I couldn't even drive off. And that's where I gave myself the talk, like, blood, what the fuck are you doing, fam? You was about to throw it all away. Not just like England, you're throwing everything away. You get me? Like patting yourself, you get me? Like, get this shit together. But it was an emotional moment for me because I had seen just as far as how this situation had pushed me to. Like, I've got to that place now where I was just willing to throw it all away for nothing. You get me? So
I mean, it's understandable, but at the same time, it's almost, you know, you should be glad you didn't. Sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Of course,
like,
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
no, but it's understandable. I mean, 10 months trying to wait when something already got greenlit, just like, do you know what I mean? But anyway, all in all, them 10 months, they passed, and I'm assuming you got your papers and your documents and everything.
Yeah, they phoned me one day, blood, like, just randomly. I finally got the phone call one day, you get me? I had stopped waiting for the phone call Because it's giving me like anxiety problems, bro. Because if my phone battery died, I'm everywhere for a charger thinking like, fuck, like shit, they could be calling now. And that was for time, you get me? So I stopped waiting. So the day that the phone call actually came through, I was numb at that point.
So it didn't even affect you how...
It's like, you can come collect it. I was like, alright, cool. You get me? I'm pretty sure I even told my people them after I'd gone and collected it. I didn't even phone nobody straight away. Guess like, yo, I got the phone call.
Yeah.
You get me? I think I was out for food at the time. The people I was with, the person I was with having food, took the phone call, got the news, hung up the phones, continued eating. You get me? Like at that point, it's just like, you get me? Like, not that I wasn't bothered, I'm glad, but you lot have said shit to me before and then I think this is cool and then something else happened. So until I am in England with my 10 toes on the floor, this shit ain't really happened yet. You get me?
But boom, it happened.
It happened, bro.
You get me? And obviously you booked your flight, come back. I mean, like, I just want to go on record to say, bro, like, salute, innit? Because, I mean, that whole ordeal, that experience, I mean, this is not an everyday thing, not an everyday occurrence. And on top of that, it will take a different type of person in order to overcome something of that extreme, bro. The many elements and different kind of matrices involved within that whole thing there, bro, like, you did it, bro, innit? Like, mental.
I love
Do you know what I mean? So when, like, you was, like, what was that? You was on the plane, like, what, gassed or something, like, or...
Nah,
I mean, when did it sink in, bro?
You know
like,
me,
man beat the system, bro.
You know me, man. Like, that whole... The whole thing, I'm already on another mission on my way back. I'm already on another mission because basically now I know, okay, cool. When I get back to the UK, I know it's going to be big news. I know this shit's going to go viral and everywhere and whatnot. But I didn't want to lose that viral moment. So we're planning to basically let me get back to the UK, but don't tell no one I'm back. Let everyone think I'm still in Jamaica. And the first move, in order for this to not happen, is I can't come to the UK directly. Because if I'm seen on a plane coming to the UK, everyone on the plane, if I'm clocked on that plane, then I'm back. People might snap.
At this point, the phone is like a man's hand.
You understand?
So yeah.
Literally. So the first step is I'm going Germany. Because if you see me on a flight in Germany, then I'm just going Germany.
I still can't come home.
I still can't come back to the UK, you get me? And lo and behold, bro, at the airport in Jamaica, like as you're going through customs or whatever, I'm seeing people that know me. Like, oh, Cashh, taking pictures with them and all of that. But I'm in the line to go Germany. If I had booked a direct flight, then everyone would have known immediately, you get me? And I didn't want everyone to know immediately because I wanted to plan how I announced that I was back properly. This shit was important. Everyone needed to know. We needed to like execute this in a way that for years to come, everyone will remember how it happened.
An occasion.
We needed to make it a moment, you understand, in history. So in order for that to happen, I need to plan from being inside of the UK. So went Germany and then from Germany, traveled to England basically so that I didn't see nobody on the plane. Didn't see no one on the plane, clocked me. Everything was cool, you get me? Like, I got to the airport, I'm now in Heathrow. Like, I'm documenting the whole time.
Oh, okay.
So I got all of this on video.
Okay, so what? Documentary coming out soon.
No, I'm documenting the whole time, like, and each time, like, I'm like kind of thinking to myself, like, raw, like, yeah, I'm not nervous yet. And I remember like now climbing back on the plane, going upstairs into the actual plane. And I'm like, raw, I'm still not nervous yet. You get me? Like, then I get to Heathrow, I've gone through customs and all of these things, and it's like, the man them outside waiting for me, innit?
Serious.
But like, this is taking long because like, this is my first time coming back through. So obviously in the system, I know it's saying my situation's a mad thing. You get me? Like, this guy had been sent back. Is he supposed to come through yet? So they have to be doing checks. I've got my letters to show them and all of these things, but it's taking a minute and the man them are outside, you get me? So eventually they let me through, hooded up, got my glasses, gone through. It's these two men that are in the building now waiting for me, you get me? Like, I've gone out there, mad, we're back. Now I'm finally like 10 toes. Now I can celebrate, you get me? Now it can be like, raw, yeah, I'm back, you get me? So let's get this shit together. And Yeah, bro. Like I was basically here for like 7 months before telling anybody that I was here.
Mad.
You get me? Like,
Mad.
and just like
And what? No
planning.
family members just broke the news, like, yo, like, Cashh is back, like...
Some family members didn't know, bro. There's been times I've been in the house,
okay.
like I'm in the house, and let's say a auntie has come to the house or whatever randomly, and I'm hiding. I've had to sneak out the house, like all of that, bro. Like staying in places for no one to know and all of that, like hiding it from family members because they're gonna be obviously excited. And they're gonna leak the news to so everyone. I calculated everyone's gonna tell someone. That someone's gonna tell one person. And before you know it, it's gone out. You get me? So we had to do a lot of things to. I ended up having my disguise and shit, like all of that, like so that I can maneuver around and all of that. And we planned it. And then 7 months after being here, basically announced that I'm back, and it was mad.
And how did you go about doing that announcement?
So what we did is, maybe around on the 6th month, it was like, okay, cool. Now, in order for the plan to be executed properly, there's obviously been 5 years. There's a new generation of UK fans who don't know who I am. And my fans who were my fans who disappeared over the years once my traction died or whatever. So it's like, in order to reignite all of these things, we need to show the people that are looking at, I guess, artists and whatnot that they care about now. We need to show that those people care about me. So if you're a fan of this person, you're watching this person's every move. If you see this person reacting crazy to this person, another person who you've never seen before, automatically you want to know who the fuck is that? So we're like, okay, cool. We need to go and link some of my peers and film their reaction to seeing me, but they don't know they're going to see me. So we're going to surprise them. We're going to film it. So one of the persons that I pulled up on was Still Bangles. Now, Still Bangles, like before I got sent to Jamaica, that's like my main producer.
Crazy.
You understand? That's my main producer. So you spoke on the F64 I did earlier on in the interview. It's Bangles that produced that.
Serious.
Yeah. So at that stage in my career, if you had seen me around, it's like, oh, that's Cash's producer. This before. So while I'm in Jamaica,
before Mist even.
Way before me. So while I'm in Jamaica, he had then turned into Still Bangles. But prior to that, that is me and him in the studio working. Now for the songs that you're hearing as Cashtastic, it's him producing them. No one just didn't know his name at that point yet.
I feel you.
You see it? And at that point, Kenny All-Stars is my DJ. That's my DJ. That's who I do the shows with.
Mad.
While I'm in Jamaica, he's turned into Kenny. You know what I'm trying to say?
He's broke a lot of artists.
So it's like, okay, cool. Everyone knows who these lot are right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to surprise these lot and film their reaction. Because it's going to be raw and real, innit? So I've told Bangles that my brethren came to Jamaica the other day. I'm chatting to him on the phone. Like, I've given them a gift to give to you, basically. So let me know when they can come and give you the gift. He's opened the door, thinking he's seeing my brethren. He's seeing me. We're filming the whole thing. He's moving mad. He's running around. He's dropped on the floor. He's crying. All of these type of shit.
Is this material, is it out there already?
Yeah. So this is basically, we filmed this, and then this is now a part of the rollout. You understand? This is a part of how we're going to announce that I'm back. So that's gone out and it's gone viral, basically. Like, oh, Cashh is back. Bangles is crying. This, that, it's going all around, basically. Mad. Yeah, once that, the first thing that went out actually was what I documented of me coming through the airports and all of that. We posted that on my Instagram and naturally that's gone everywhere. Day after that, the reaction videos of the artists. The day after that, we chopped up something called History Lesson that showed all of them F64 freestyle, showed my history for people who are like, who the hell is this guy that everyone's talking about today on the internet? We've shown them who I am, shown them footage of shows and man shutting down and all of this. Like, okay, so it's almost like he went jail then. It's like, no, but he didn't go jail though.
Yeah, facts.
He got deported to a different country and now he's back. It's like, you understand? So we had all of that stuff lined up, and then just as like we've given the history lesson, Daily Duppy freestyle. You understand? So it's like, this is all patterned. Like, we're freezing that viral moment, which is what the plan was. This is why I didn't want no one to know I was back in the UK for 7 months. Because yes, the news was gonna go wild that he's back, but then 24 hours later, the news would be gone. So we froze like a week worth of the fact that I'm back. Every day there was something else. You get what I'm trying to say? And then, yeah, it just went crazy.
That's a great campaign, bro. Like, I mean, boy, that's like, I mean, crazy. I mean, like, so because obviously you're an artist, you know what I mean? It's a matter of re-establishing yourself in it. And I mean, that just sounds like genius. Like, to be honest,
I love, man. Credit to the team as well. Like all of us, we spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to do it. We had loads of plan A's, plan B's.
Do you know what? Yeah, like
me?
I can even refer back to a moment in time previously. Obviously, before the whole ordeal happened, and you was doing live shows, and I remember a thing where you used to come on the stage, but you had a mask on, so they didn't even know it's you, and they just back off the mask, and it's like, rah, like Cashh, I see the creative element.
Yeah, so from then we've always been like, we've always wanted to create moments for people. So it's like if you're coming to a show with me performing, for example, like that mask thing, you've just mentioned it. How many years later? Like 7, 6, maybe 10 years later. We're in 2022 now.
Fact.
This is like 2010, 2011 stuff. The reason why I done that from then is for it to be spoken about all these years later.
I mean, I've never seen no one do that.
There you go.
And the way the crowd went nuts kind of thing, it's like, bro, like even me, like I'm thinking, rah, like I'm not gonna scream, but that was mad though, isn't it? Like, that was crazy. You get what I mean? Like out the box, hella niche, like, you know what I mean?
Man,
do you know what I mean? But obviously, boom, so let's talk musically now, innit? Obviously now you come back, the trajectory of music is a bit more different now on a hip hop level, innit? You've got like other subcultures like drill, you know, taking force basically, you know what I mean? Now it's like the go-to sound as far as UK hip hop is gone, you know what I mean? Obviously you've made it known, like obviously you weren't really a big grime fan, so what's your take on like drill being the, you know, the #1 sound as far as UK hip hop is concerned?
I fuck with it, man. I feel like there's a difference in the way the songs are being structured because the instrumentals are different. So the music is traveling further. I think drill is the first time, I guess, the US and the UK have had a similar sound at the same time. The New York lot doing drill at the same time as the UK lot doing drill. It was kind of like the visa for the two to collaborate and just listen to each other, basically. Whereas before, grime, the sound, not hearing it. You get what I'm trying to say? UK rap, the accent, not hearing it. Whereas the drill thing, these men it's the instrumental alone.
Do you know what's funny? It's like, I mean, a conversation could be had. I mean, a lot of UK producers was producing the beats for these men in the States to go and do their drill tunes.
There you go.
So the transition for a man that's in the UK is not as difficult because, that's man are making the beats here.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
And the sound is obviously completely different to where it was. You see, like back in my day, bro, like when we were really trying to put this UK thing together, this UK rap thing together, the UK rap thing, really, UK rap is on the ground. The pop world was still pop music. So in order for us to get on radio, we'd have to be making pop songs. We're rapping on pop songs, you get what I'm trying to say? And at that stage, the industry wasn't letting through more than one rapper at the same time. It was one at a time. We had like Tiny Temper.
Facts.
Tiny Temper, when he's around, Wretch isn't around. So after Tiny, then there's a Wretch. While there's a Wretch, there isn't a next. You understand? They're letting us through like one. Now, think, Bear Man shelling right now in this industry. Right now in our scene, there's a lot of millionaires. All at the same time. Like, you go check the UK charts right now, you're going to see a lot of the man them's name in there. You get what I'm trying to say? You listen to radio.
Drill upon the radio.
You go, bro, when I first got back, right? And the man them scooped me from the airport and the radio's playing, I'm thinking it's a playlist. It's only when I heard that it went on the break, I was like, this is radio, fam. Like, they ain't ran no American songs, bro. You get me? Whereas prior to me getting sent to Jamaica, you'd hear bare American songs and then you hear that one rapper, UK. You're going to hear a Pass Out or a Don't Go. You know what I'm trying to say? This is that era there, Wretch. You get me? So coming back now, seeing what drill has done for so many black youths' lives, bro, that alone in itself, you get me? Like, it's taken a lot of man and changed a lot of man's family situation. You get what I'm trying to say? So you have to take the good with the bad. You get me? The content behind the music is the same content that had been running from whenever. It's just the instrumental is different. We can find violent dancehall songs. We can find violent hip hop songs. We can find violent grime songs. You get what I'm trying to say? Like we can find violent fucking films in Hollywood all day long. You get what I'm trying to say? Die Hard, my man is shooting a lot of people. You understand? He's running out of buildings, he's killing people, he's doing all of these things. You get what I'm trying to say? Like Terminator, them man got machines. It's just what we've grown up seeing. You get what I'm trying to say? So
you're not lying still.
Yeah, the drill culture and the drill music, I should say, is just another depiction of how to say what you've seen. It's just the tempo and the instrumental is different to what it was.
No, it's a great analogy. And as far as yourself, you dropped a project, Return of the Immigrant. Now, I mean, taking that project in, I feel like what's happening now, you pretty much don't care, innit? You're still doing Cashh, innit? Let's keep it real. Man's still doing the bars thing. Man's still going away from the rapping and doing the dancehall and this and that, incorporating a bit of Afro beats as well, some of them tunes. So, like, I mean, as far as you dropping this project, how do you feel like it's been received? Because I'll go on record again to say, bruv, it's a cold project.
Thank you, bro.
Do you know what I mean? Aside from what's happening,
in
my opinion, you've literally come back and re-established yourself. You know what I mean? So how do you feel this project has been received as far as, you know what I mean, putting it out? How do you feel like it's done?
This project is basically done what man needed it to do in regards to people respecting my pen as an artist now. You get what I'm trying to say? Because the stuff I did prior to me being in the UK, prior to me getting sent to Jamaica, I feel like you could always see the artistry within me. I always kind of did something a bit different to what, like, I was like that artist that's popping with the rest of the artists that are popping, but there's a difference between me. You understand? And I feel like I've managed to take that all the way to where I am now. It's like who Cashtastic was in his artistry, he's now a big man. And this is how he displays himself now. You get what I'm trying to say? It's like musically, being in Jamaica has done a madness to me, bro. You get me? So now I've been able to structure the way I do music a bit different, because now I've spent 5 years in a country where the most popping UK artist at the time wasn't getting played at all in Jamaica. So it's like, it's mad. You can actually be the biggest artist in that country and no one here is playing you at all. And the only reason why is because of the way you're doing your music. You get what I'm trying to say? So now I can think about it like, imagine if you had the All of England and you also had Jamaica and you also had Ghana. And now my mind's thinking international. It's like, blood, okay, so the music has to be a bit different then, because there's certain barriers that stops it from being able to travel. You get what I'm trying to say? Melody is the visa. When you put melody in your music, your music can go to any country in the world.
Great
you understand?
analogy.
Whereas sometimes your accent is the barrier. You can't go through that. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, because we just don't understand what you're saying. But you put a bit of melody in there, it can go everywhere. That's why Bob Marley's music is played everywhere in the world. You can understand what I'm trying to say? So that's one thing I learned. And even just in terms of the songwriting structure, blending that in with what's already happening within the UK, the whole situation turned me into a beast musically, bro. You get me? So that project was like 7 years worth, because I'd been back 2 years prior to releasing it, and plus the 5 years in Jamaica. So that's a whole journey of music all in one place that I wanted to depict my story without making it a narration of like, track 1, I got in a detention center, and then track 2 is like a continuation. Like, I wanted to do it in a way where all the songs are just separate songs, but there's key elements that tie them all in together. Do you know what I mean? So now when I'm out and when I speak to people, I can see the respect level in terms of me as a musician is different, because the respect level of me on a man-to-man as a human being, when I got back here throughout my situation, like, I received that immediately when I see people. You get me? It's like, blood, for you to go through what you went through and be here in front of me right now, still standing strong as a man, you understand? Like, props to you. You get me? But 100%. Then I needed to get that same regards and that same respect for my music. And that's what Return of the Immigrant did.
I mean, when you listen to it, how it's structured, from the first skit, man, going to
Coming
the airport, you
through-
get it,
yeah.
like cinematic kind of thing, innit? But we're not just focused on the downside. Man
Yeah.
can still party, you know, them tunes there, me G them, all them tunes there, still Wagwan, Western, you know what I mean? Like, bro, it's like, so trust me, like, if you ain't checked it out, go check that out, bro. Seriously, you know what I mean? Because that thing there is serious, for real.
I love
Do you know what I mean? But obviously, again, now, obviously, we're human beings, innit? Like, we go through certain stuff, we overcome them, but there's certain stuff that we can't get away from as far as how people sort of was moving with us when we was going through what we was going through.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, with your thing, you went through something so crazy. You overcame, you beat the system, done something that I don't know who can say that they've achieved in it, and now you're back. I'm sure the tune of certain people must have been different coming around you, because as far as even the industry is concerned, innit? Because you always hear the connotation about the industry being hella fickle. So it's like, now that you're back, it's like, these man, I don't know, some of them might have thought you was finished and you was over, and now they see you doing your thing, you dropped your tape, it's going crazy, people are fucking with you, and it's like you got, like, are there people like that's like that coming to you with some new type energy from when you was trying to maybe try to reach out before, and they was like, you know what I mean?
No, 100%, man, 100%.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? I don't see them as people that I know personally. I see them as potential business associates. And when you put that business word in there, I can't be offended. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, I can only be offended if I thought we were on a certain level together. Like, I thought me and you were brothers, you get me? I thought I knew you and you knew me. So for me to get sent to Jamaica and you disappear and turn fickle on me, I'm only affected because I thought we were brothers. But if you was just somebody that I'm associated with business-wise, I can't be as offended because we don't know each other like that. You get what I'm trying to say? So now I just view the whole thing like that. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had a list of like people, when I see them, I really wanted to see them in a strong way. You get me? It's like, rah, is this how you're moving? Because you feel like I'm never gonna come back to the UK. I swear on my mother's life, when I see you, you get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
That's how I was feeling. But when I got here, I was thinking to myself, blood, these people are all in a certain place. They've shown they don't fuck with you in a personal place. When they run in, they're not running in because they care about you personally. They're running in because of the hype that's around you as a business. Just view them as business too. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, cool. Yeah, what go on? Yeah, man, love my bro. Yeah, yeah, chop it up. Boom, 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 boom. Business, signed, sealed, bags there. Let's go. No problem. Let's go. That's it. I keep my shit moving. I don't speak to you on a random Wednesday night. You don't tell me about your problems. So why should I give a fuck about anything to do with you if you didn't give a fuck about anything to do with me? When we're doing business together, we can do business together. It can start there and develop into something later on. But what's switched is I'm not starting it from there now. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, it depends. Obviously, there's people that I fuck with on a personal level. You get me, within the game. But I'm not, my demeanor isn't like, welcoming to everybody straight away on a personal one. It's just kind of like, all right, cool. I can read the room. I know I can read the room. I'm a reader. You get what I'm trying to say? I'll read the room. I'll know who was here, who wasn't here, who moves funny, who doesn't move funny. You get what I'm trying to say? And there's politics behind a lot of things as well. Like, maybe this man might not want to fuck with man because he feels like I have an issue with somebody else, or somebody else has an issue with me, or whatever it is. Again, it's not for me to now condemn this man and feel like, fuck you then. It's for me to read the room. You get what I'm trying to say? People, it's very, 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 like, it's easier said than done. But if you make yourself wanted, everyone's going to want you. There's a price on everything. You can understand what I'm saying? And sometimes it's not just monetary. It's not just money. It could be for clout. It could be for your phone book. It could be for the associations. It could be for protection. It could be for whatever the fuck it is. If you just make sure you've embedded things within you that make people want to be around you. It could just, bro, it could be nothing to do with anything apart from just your energy. Like, blood, I just want to be around my man. Like, everyone that goes around my man eventually turns into something. And this is historical facts. We can go through it, bro. You get me? There's man that's been around, man, from the F64 days, that's behind the camera when Jamal is filming, who are now won Grammys, been nominated for Grammys, now right for Beyonce, and now right, you get what I'm trying to say, Chris Brown and all of these things. You get me? Sold millions of records. big DJs, won awards. This is all from man's camp. You understand? So sometimes it could just be like, I want to get around him. You get me? Like, you get me? So yeah, man.
So in essence, you practically grew to a point where obviously them man was moving fickle, but it's like, you know what, do your thing in it, because I understand the climate.
I get it, man.
A business,
I get it. And I can only be offended if I view you in a certain way. And I just don't view man in a certain way now.
So like, was there someone that you did view like that? Obviously, you don't have to say who.
No,
but
bare
like,
people, bro. Separate. Remember, the industry is secondary, bro. I'm talking. There's 80% of the people I knew disappeared.
80%.
80% of the people that I've grown up with knowing. I'm talking personal. I'm talking down to family members, right? Once I got on that plane, I had not heard from them again. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, so for me, it was a mad situation to deal with. And of course, I had my phase of like, when I see you, I'm going to make sure you remember that you disappeared on, man. You get me? Like, because I'm going to tell you. But then when I actually, but when I actually got to this place now, it's kind of like, well, no, I'm going to just deal with you normal. And that's going to terrorize you. You're going to want man to have a problem with you. You're going to wish I'm vexed with you. You get me? Because at least there's a line that's cut. You get what I'm trying to say? But if it's not that, you're gonna just really do what you've been doing this whole entire time. You're gonna find it awkward to fuck with me. But I'm gonna always leave the window open for you. You can phone me if you wanna phone me. You can do whatever the fuck you wanna do, but you're scared because maybe if you make that phone call, I'm gonna tell you can't come to this. Access denied. You see it? Yeah.
Literally. All right, so boom, Cashh, my brother, literally, amazing story, compelling. Yeah. Appreciate your time, bro. Like, I mean, it was just awesome hearing it from the main source. Do you know what I mean? Like, and again, salute to yourself, innit? Like, obviously, everything you've achieved, everything you've overcome. Yeah. And yeah, like, much success to you. I'm sure there's more where that came from, sort of thing, because you sound like, you know, you got a good head on your shoulders, and you're just not shy to anything that's incoming, that's negative. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, much love, and appreciate your time, bro.
I love my bro, and make sure everyone go and check that Return of the Immigrant out.
100 million, bro. Check that one out.
Especially, do you know what as well? I'm not even saying that for everyone to go and check it out. If you've watched this interview and you find it compelling and you feel like the story you've heard is something you'd like to delve into a little bit more and figure out some more shit.
I'm sure they will still.
You understand? If that's the case, go and look up the project Return of the Immigrant, and you'll hear sonically what the story is that you've just sat and listened to, basically. So yeah, go and check it out, and obviously follow me on all of the socials, and you'll be able to see. This is just one bit of the chapter. We've got a lot to go.
It's a mad chapter though, isn't it?
Yeah, mad chapter.
I can't wait for the film, bro, innit? Like, I'm gonna have to get like a 1-2%.
You're in there,
come on, my guy. Hey, much love, my bro. Much love.
Love, my G. Yeah.
Literally.